We conclude today the 7th letter. Previously we spoke from a line in the liturgy of morning services that we say daily. Ashreinu matov chalkinu. Fortunate. How good is our portion? And we explained our portion means God. How's God a portion? So we explained that the essence of God is beyond any kind of apportioning, but that we can't experience, connect to, connect in a way that we can absorb it, and that it should be real for us. On the other hand, but a portion, and we explain, a radiance of light from God that comes to us through our Torah study and the mitzvahs that we do, we can have divisible into 613, as we explained and went into great length. But the verse continues and says, Umanayim Geir Aleinu, how pleasant is our lot. So today we're going to speak about lotteries. Folks, we all have won the lottery. But what does that mean, a lottery? So that Alter explains. Vis-a-vis a portion and a lot. A portion suggests that we all have the same portion in God. Because we do. Think about it. We all have the same mitzvahs. Right? Excuse me a moment. Hello? Come in here. Philip, yeah, left door. Left. Come to the office. Sorry. So we all have equal portion, meaning for a Jew, we have 613 commandments. Non-Jews have 7 commandments. There's no distinction. Shabbos is Shabbos. For men putting on tefillin, women lighting Shabbos, whatever the mitzvahs are, they're all the same, equal under the law for every individual. Right? Give me 1 second, folks. Sorry. So there's one Torah and there's one law. And there's no distinction. Right? Which is, when you think about it, kind of odd. So, there's an equalizer of all of us. So whether you're righteous or you're not righteous, whether, whatever it is, the obligation is the same. Nevertheless, we do see there's difference in souls. We're not all the same. We're different people. Right? In other words, some souls are more from a loftier world, some are from a less lofty world, from less, a higher soul or a lesser soul. That doesn't mean lesser value, by the way. It just means a different kind, well, as we're going to see in a moment what that means. So, for example, your soul could be a reincarnated soul, which most likely it is. So it means it's coming to rectify something from a previous incarnation that was not fulfilled. So therefore, There's something specific that your soul needs to accomplish. Yes, it's true that, still for the Jew, Shabbos is Shabbos Shabbos is Shabbos no matter what. All right, there's no distinction yet. Second. Yeah. Right? So there is no distinction. But if you are a reincarnated soul that has a specific task, well, there's a distinction then. So our sages in the Talmud say the following, someone asked the question, what was your father's commandment that he was most careful about? The answer was given, that particular individual was tzitzis, the four-cornered garments. It was tzitzis. So what does that mean? What was the word careful in Hebrew is zohir and tfei, particularly careful. But the word zohir also comes from a word like zohar, which means luminous. Which mitzvah illuminated your father more so? Of course, you have to keep all of the mitzvahs. If you're more illuminated with one particular mitzvah, doesn't make the other mitzvahs, less important. You've got to fulfill them all, but there might be one that is specific, right? Might be specific to you, that it is more illuminating for you. And that's not only just souls, by the way. It could be generations also differ. In other words, every generation has its unique challenges and its unique task that it needs to fulfill, right? We understand that by understanding. So on an individual level and a collective level now, we have each individual has something unique about them in their fulfillment they need to fulfill, particularly if they're a reincarnation, they have to fix something from a previous incarnation. And it could be that this particular generation as a collective whole needs something to fix of this generation, that previous generation was a different task. So metaphorically, we can understand that the different organs of the body are distinctive, that the eye to see and the ear to hear, right? That there is a distinction between the particular organs of the body. So if I'm one particular organ in the body, if I represent one organ, so I've got a particular part of the soul that illuminates my organ to give life. Now, of course, that organ has to be connected with the other organs. And if the other organs, so it's one collective whole that we all have, in the sense that we have to be illuminated by all the mitzvahs. But there's one mitzvah, if I'm the eye, or I'm the ear, that I have particularly to address and give light to that more than others, right? What does it mean? It means a heightened focus. It doesn't mean that the others are less important again, the other mitzvahs. But here's a heightened focus. And that's what, in the phrase of the Talmud, what was your father most careful about? What was most illuminating? It wasn't like what was the one that he ran with? What mitzvah did he run with? He ran with all the mitzvahs. But which one did he engage in particular that he was most careful about? All commandments he got to do and fulfill, and do it earnestly and do it properly. But there is that one unique one that is your thing. Now, why is that? So this is where the distinction between a portion means there's a portion of something, and we all have a portion equally in God, in the light of God that illuminates our soul. But here is called a lottery. In this reference that we're talking about, that particular mitzvah that talks to you or illuminates you in particular, right? That transcends logic. That is something that is your lottery ticket. That's your winnings. That's the concept of a lot. A lot means something beyond logic. Something that is, by the luck of the draw. That's how you got your lottery. That you are particularly illuminated by this particular mitzvah. And that's what it means. How pleasant. Because this is the lottery that we have won, that God has given to us, that speaks to us particularly. That particular mitzvah. Now we should say l'chaim. And then we conclude the seventh letter. So we got to observe everything because God commands us to do everything. Yet, I'm sure all of you might sense there's something that talks to you more than something else. So some people, it might be the mitzvah of hospitality. Another, it might be Shabbos and making Shabbos so special. The best foods, the best, inviting people to your Shabbos table to have a lot of guests and that they should have the warmth of Shabbos. Another person, it might be tefillin, right? In the Talmud it was, of course, tzitzis. It might be tefillin, or prayer might be that which illuminates your soul. And of course, there's Tanya. And for me, it might be that this is the illuminating, this is the gateway that allows everything else to go through and pass through. So we have a portion in God and we have a lottery that God has given us. It's our ticket, right? That it's going to illuminate not just that mitzvah that we engage in, but through that all of them. Okay. Questions, comments? Liba. There's another. Oh, troll on Instagram. Okay. Yeah, whoever is a troll, just ignore. And we will. John has a question. Will one have an inclination or an idea what mitzvah or he or she can perform to rectify the previous incarnation? Good question, John. Are we going to know that for a previous incarnation, what do we need to fix? So, one of two possibilities. That which, as we just spoke here, truly illuminates your soul. That could be it, right? In other words, that could be the particular thing that you need to work on. And not just to do it like, like everything else. It has to be that which you're extra careful about. That could be it. Together with that, by the way, can be at the same time, or not, the biggest challenge you have in your life. Maybe that's what you came to rectify. Right? The biggest challenge could be that you should be, your nature might not be so nice. And for you to overcome that might be your biggest challenge. Or your nature is, to be, I don't know, arrogant. And you need to humble the arrogance. That's a possibility, right? All of that. So that's hard to say. That will be in TRC. That's a TRC question, right? In Tanya Rabbi community, we can get personal in issues and try to find deeper things on how we take the teachings and live with it. But yeah, good question, John. Excellent question. Do we have different portions in Gan Eden or in the world to come? I don't know if it's a different portion or if it's a different illumination. I would call it more of an illumination. Marina, is a lot the same as your nature, who you are? No, not, well, no, we're talking about your lot. It's not about your nature here. It's about which mitzvah, which thing that God needs from you is your particular task. Again, we all have to pray to God. We all have to pray to God. We Jewish people have to keep Shabbos, right? Have to give charity. Every human being has to give charity, right? That's clear. But what's particular, luminous thing in my life that maybe not luminous and I need to illuminate because maybe that's why I came back to fix. Since I'm not illuminated in it and I need to fix it. Or something that really, touches me in a deeper way. And that's what I need to develop more so than other things. So it's about the mitzvah that we're talking about, not about one's nature. I hope that's clear. Rachel, could it be that our natural talent be linked to the greatest potential spiritually, like intelligence and Chabad? Yeah, but those are the tools. We're not talking about a tool here. Remember, in the Talmud, what does it say? What is your father? The person asked the question, right, to someone. What was your father most particular about? Which mitzvah? Not which character trait. It's not about character trait over here, right? It's not about, I'm a warm-hearted person, so I'm going to develop my warm-heartedness because that's my, that's you. That's not the path that God has given you. That's not the lottery that comes from heaven. The lottery that comes from heaven is which mitzvah. So what was the response when he said tzitzis? So which mitzvah is it that is particularly something that your soul needs to engage in? Okay, I hope that's clear. Not which quality of spirit. Not which quality of spirit. Okay. All right, folks, I actually have to run right now. I gotta go to, so we're gonna, we'll have to wait further discussion on this. Okay. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you for Chabad Zech and Kadesh, Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you, Tanya. Have an amazing, wonderful day.